What's up, game traders? This video is sponsored by Vibe Capital and NextBets. This was a skillful one, I'll say, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Here on February 24th, 2026, we had OKC at Toronto. Toronto came out pretty strong here through the first quarter against a very, very good team. I missed a trade here because this is clearly corrective in here, and I saw this. Here's a negative divergence here on the RSI, and we kind of had an overbought, at least reading on the MACD. But in any case, I was trading multiple games last night. But we started to see this wiggling coming in here. And as we started getting into this part, I thought it was wedging. You know, listen, Toronto did have a decent first quarter, so I thought maybe there was some poppage in here. And I did notice that we had a long positive divergence on the RSI, a long positive divergence on the MACD, and we were printing multiple single bullseyes right here. So I kept watching for a little bit longer because I wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those games that just flatlines here. And as we kept flatlining, though, I started to get these double bullseyes. Now, when you see these double bullseyes, that means there's value in the spread. So given that Toronto had a decent first quarter, I thought maybe there's some poppage in here left and I can scalp and close this and win by just with the points there. We got that first little lift off right there, and I was in the money a little bit, and it wasn't flatlining. Usually when it flatlines, it just stays along here, but this popped up to a different base. So I kept holding, and then boom, all of a sudden the Raptors went on a pretty big run, almost to tie the game, it looks like, up here. But I didn't get greedy. I sold for a 43% profit right here. Toronto Raptors plus 8.5, 20 to 28.63. And I'm glad I did that. Because if I held, I would have lost by a half a point. And we all know in sports gambling, that could be the worst possible feeling is when you had it almost right, but you didn't quite get it. And it was a good thing I did that. I could have probably squeezed out a couple more bucks if I waited for this. But hey, just like trading, we're game trading, right? Day trading, you have a 1 day time to make your money. Game trade, we have one game, one set of quarters to make our profit. So I had a thesis. I was getting some value in the spread. I thought there could be some poppage. I got the poppage. Therefore, you're going to take the money and run. So come on over, guys. Not only do we have all the technical indicators you're used to at all your other platforms, we bring in these signals so you just start doing what you do on a normal basis. But on top of that, we're building other tools that no one has other than sport charts.